Market gobblers. So the definition of gobble is to eat something hurriedly and noisily. There's the disrupted, and then there's the disruptors. So here are three examples throughout history, recent history. Research in Motion, or what's known now as BlackBerry, they were really the pioneers of the smartphone. And at one point, I think they were the largest company by market cap on the TSX in Canada, surpassing even the Royal Bank of Canada. But then Apple, with the introduction of the iPhone, disrupted BlackBerry and just overtook all of its business and more. Then there was Blockbuster. And Blockbuster, as we know, it didn't innovate fast enough with demand in home to stream movies rather than go out and drive to your local Blockbuster. People then started to sign up to this new business called Netflix. And then the third example here, Yahoo. Yahoo was very slow to improve upon its search algorithm. And Google just perfected the search algorithm and presented the best results for people based on PageRank, among other things that it implemented. And so, all of these three examples are of companies that were once leaders in their respective industries, in their space, disrupted within a short period of time by new companies. So history proves that the disruptors, example, Apple, gobble up their direct competitors, in this example, BlackBerry, and then leapfrog them, not just technologically, but also in market share and capitalization. These are large-scale, multi-year transfers of wealth. For example, while Amazon hasn't completely gobbled up Walmart, time will tell, it's already surpassed it in size. Amazon, when I wrote this article, was $944 billion versus Walmart $288 billion in market cap. Amazon is over 3 times bigger than Walmart and still growing on the strong tailwind that is e-commerce. Some investors find it hard to fathom that a household name can go away, but that's the reality. To illustrate, between January 1st, 1963 and December 31st, 2014, 1,186 S&P 500 index companies were replaced by other new companies. So here's a question. What's in your portfolio? Is it mostly disruptors or companies that are ripe for disruption? We're living in interesting times. Pace of disruption has accelerated. There's shorter business cycles. Increasingly, it's winner takes all. Bigger companies, little competition. And advancement and leverage of technology means seemingly limitless scale. I think this year is significant. In 2019, a group of 5 big disruptive companies will IPO. Some already have on the stock market. This is probably a good opportunity to add new disruptors to one's portfolio, companies that are gobbling up their respective competition and entire industries. So here are some examples of these recent IPOs: Uber, Lyft, Beyond Meat, Airbnb, and WeWork. These 5 companies are disrupting transportation, food, lodging, and workplaces, respectively. There's some other companies that will IPO, or already have in 2019, but I don't think that they're as nearly significant or will grow as big in the long run. And these new IPOs in 2019 are Pinterest, Casper, Instacart, Slack, Robinhood, Postmates, Palantir Technologies, and Zoom Video Communications. As humans, it's tough to accept change. I've had to teach myself along the way to adapt more and be open to new opportunities. For example, Warren Buffett was my first teacher. He's invaluable to me as a role model. However, it would be unwise, especially as a growth investor, to blindly follow Buffett's current stock holdings. Buffett has admitted that since the early 2000s, the advent of the internet age, he's missed some big opportunities, namely Amazon and Google, relatively new companies that are changing the world. It was just recently this year that Buffett's company, Berkshire Hathaway, announced a position in Amazon after many doubles in the price of its stock since IPO, which was in 1997. The key takeaway from this newsletter, by the way, you can sign up for my newsletter on robinspeziale.com, is that do-yourself investors should own the companies that are gobbling up market share from direct competitors plus entire industries, the disruptors, and divest the companies that are getting gobbled up, the disrupted. Also, that today it's increasingly possible for big companies to grow much bigger with little competition and scale with advances in technology. Naturally, because of sheer addressable market, wide sphere of influence, and advancement in technology, it will continue to be the big American and increasingly Chinese companies that dominate markets and grow much bigger. Because most of my readers are in Canada, I'll point out that there's also some Canadian companies that can possibly get there, but nowhere near the size of an American or Chinese company. Just 10 years ago, it was tough to fathom that companies could reach $1 trillion in market cap. But in the future, there will be an increasing number of companies in the $1 trillion club. Actually, my big bet is that among the new IPOs this year, Uber will make it to the $1 trillion club. I know, crazy. In addition to the 5 new IPOs that I've highlighted above, Uber, Lyft, Beyond Meat, Airbnb, and WeWork, I believe that most of these 40 companies, remember, in addition to those 5 that I really like, will continue to disrupt, gobble up market share, and grow bigger in the years to come. But don't hold me to these names for too long, because as history has shown, companies come and go. Adobe, Alibaba, Align Technology, Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Baidu, Booking Holdings, Canopy Growth Corp, Constellation Brands, Constellation Software, Ctrip, DocuSign, Facebook, Intuitive Surgical, IQI, JD, Lightspeed Point of Sale, MasterCard, Match Group, Meituan Jinping, sorry for the terrible pronunciation, Microsoft, Momo, Netflix, Nvidia, PayPal, Salesforce, ServiceNow, Shopify, Spotify, Square, Tencent Music, Tesla, Twitter, Upwork, Visa, Walt Disney Company, Wayfair, Xiaomi, again, bad pronunciation, and my bonus, which isn't a public traded company, but it's Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is just such an amazing idea that is starting to take hold, and we're seeing that on a mass scale. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. If you want to learn more about me, robinspeziale.com. If you want to read more newsletters like this, subscribe to my newsletter on my site. You'll get it straight to your email. And happy investing, and talk soon.